Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and today I'm doing another interview. My guest today is an actor, dancer and singer. They've appeared in shows such as The Next Step, and they're going to be telling us more about their career and also maybe some behind the scenes stories if we're really lucky. So today Alec will be joining me and he's going to be telling us all about himself and his career.
Hey, I'm Alec. I'm an actor, dancer, and occasionally a singer in Canada.
Thank you so much for coming, Alec. So today I'm interviewing you. I've got 10 questions based on your acting and dancing career. And my first question for you is, when did you first get into the acting and dancing industry?
Ooh, that's a good question. I actually started out in the theater world before I went into film or anything like that. And I started when I was 13. I had my first job in the Stratford Festival of Canada. It's a repertory theater here in Canada. And I was in the Sound of Music. I played Kurt Von Trapp. It was a fun time.
Yeah, that sounds great. When you first did dancing, what style did you first get into when you started, right from scratch?
Ooh, at the very beginning, I kind of started in jazz and hip hop, but the studio I went to is really ballet heavy, so I very quickly did a lot of ballet as well.
Yeah, that sounds great. In 2018, you appeared on an episode on The Next Step. So what was it like being on the set and hanging out with the cast?
Being on the Next Step set was so much fun. It's a really, really great group of people. And a little tidbit, I'm sure you may know this, but Fridays on the Next Step are Fritter Fridays. You have apple fritters, and I was on set that day. It was delicious. And, of course, the cast was amazing.
Yeah, do you want to explain what episode you're in on The Next Step?
Yeah, I was in the Ditto episode. So basically, I got to go in and take a master class with Ditto, who's an amazing, amazing tutor and animator.
Yeah, that episode was really good because, I think you're, stood behind Miles Ehrlich from what I can remember in the episode.
Yeah, I am.
So my next question is, do you have any advice to people who want to get into the acting or dancing industry?
I think the main thing is just perseverance and really sticking to it, and being really patient, because it takes a while to get where you want to get, but also be a student all the time. Even my teachers are still learning, still expanding their craft.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, that's some great advice there. Thanks so much for sharing it.
Of course.
In 2020, you appeared in the Queens Gambit as a teenage reporter. What was it like being in that?
Being on that set was really, really fun. The Queens Gambit has a really, really top tier cast. Anya Taylor-Joy and Thomas Brody Sangster, those who are who I was in a scene with, and they're amazing to watch. So let alone doing my work, it was amazing just to watch them do theirs.
How did you kind of get involved in that? What was auditioning for that like?
Auditioning for the Queen's Gambit, it was just like any other audition for me, but it was kind of super top secret. Normally when you do an audition, you get the script and then you just do the audition and that's it. But when I got this script, actually no, I didn't even get the script at first. I got an email from my agent saying, hey, we have this audition for you. Are you able to do it? We can't give you the script until you 100% can. So then I was like, whoa, must be something cool. So I said, yeah. And they sent over the script and it was just one audition, really quick, and that was it.
Yeah, it kind of sounds like they kept it very low on the ground and they didn't want everybody to find out about that.
Yeah, it was super, super top secret. Even on set, there was kind of like a little hush-hush around everyone.
Oh yeah, that's really interesting that they wanted to keep it really secret and quiet. But I guess everybody doesn't really want to spoil it for everyone. But yeah, it's very unusual that they kind of went to the point of not sending the script out until you were 100% sure. That's unusual.
Yeah, I think it's because it was a slightly bigger project, and I think it was more the director and the creator's choice. But it's getting a little more common, especially being in Toronto, I see lots of shows filming as well, and you see more and more that they're trying to keep it a little more secret. But it's definitely a new experience for me anyways.
Yeah, 100%. Have you ever been interested in any other professions apart from singing, dancing and acting?
This question is fun. Honestly, I have always been connected to the arts, whether that be singing, dancing, or acting. And if I wasn't doing any of those, I would honestly be doing something behind the camera, like maybe directing or sound design, something like that. But I do think that's kind of a cheaty answer. So if I have to choose, I would probably say something like, I don't even know. Maybe just owning a restaurant, if I could do that. I don't know, I'm not good at that question.
That's okay. Well, yeah, that sounds kind of like an interesting profession. Well, I guess like I'm assuming, have you always kind of been on the acting and dancing kind of thing? Has that always been your kind of aim to do that?
Yeah, I started dance when I was like 2, so like I've known dance my entire life. My older sister is a big role model to me, and she's an actor and a dancer and a singer as well. So I kind of followed in her footsteps. And my dad's a piano player, so the arts are kind of embedded in me. I couldn't escape it if I wanted to.
Yeah, that's really interesting. In 2018 and 2019, you played Noodles in Bajillionaires. If I've said that right, I don't know if I pronounced that right.
Yeah, you pronounced it right. It's just bajillionaires.
So what was it like being in that thing?
Yeah, Bajillionaires was a really, really fun set to be on. It was my first leading role, so it was my first time spending a lot of time on set, and it was a really fun comedy to do. I got to do a lot of really silly stuff.
Yeah, it does sound really good. Is it still available like for everybody to watch?
Yeah, it's available in Canada for sure on Family Channel, and in the States it's available on Universal Kids. I'm not sure if it's available elsewhere, so to you in the UK, I'm not sure, sorry.
It's okay. Yeah, maybe it'll come over to the UK. That'll be nice to kind of watch that. What was it like auditioning for The Next Step?
Auditioning for The Next Step. I've done a bunch of auditions throughout the years for them, as I'm sure a lot of Next Step cast members have. But yeah, it's really unique because a lot of shows, the audition process is we have this character we want, and here's the script. If you look like this character, you might get this character. But Next Step is really unique because we don't have a set character. We just want to see the people and then create characters off of them. So the audition process was just kind of a big open call where everyone just kind of went in and was being themselves. And through auditioning so many times, I got kind of close, kind of friends with Amy Wright, who I know you know. And yeah, she just kind of called me up for that shoot and just said, hey, can you come in this day? And I said, yes, of course I can.
Yeah, that's great. So, did you watch The Next Step previously, like before the audition? Were you a fan of the show?
I was in the first season. You know, being a dancer growing up, any television show that involves dance, you're going to be a fan of. I kind of lost interest a little bit, but when I got the call that I was going to audition for it again, I started watching it again because I wanted to kind of keep up, and also because, you know, it's a great show and I wanted to support it.
Yeah, 100%. When you were auditioning for The Next Step, did you know a lot of the dancers there? Like, a lot of Toronto dancers, like, you know, did they go to the audition too?
Yeah, that's definitely another reason The Next Step auditions were so unique and fun, is because everyone in there was pretty much friends, you know. There are a couple people that I didn't know super well, but I either am friends with now or met that day, you know, anything like that. And so I knew a lot of them, and if I didn't know them then, I know them now.
Yeah, that's great. Is it nice meeting new people when you're auditioning as well?
Yeah, it's definitely a little stressful at times because, you know, you're in an audition, so you don't want to be distracted, and, you know, everyone's kind of tense because everyone wants to get the job. But through those auditions, you kind of make unique friendships that definitely last a while.
Yeah, that's really great that you can make friends but like also kind of be serious at the same time. What has been the best moment in your career so far?
Oh, that's a tough one. Every moment in my career so far has been great in its own way. I think I'm going to have to go with Bajillionaires, though, just because it was the most amount of time I spent on set, and it was just really, really fun. Yeah, that's probably the easiest way to answer that.
Yeah, it did look like a really fun show to be part of that one. What are some goals that you have for the future in your career?
Ooh, some goals. I mean, honestly, just to continue what I'm doing is kind of my biggest goal is just to continue down the path and do more stuff all the time. But some really long-term goals. One day I want to make my own show. You know, writing has been something I'm kind of interested in. Producing maybe a little bit way down the line, but I got a long way to go. So for now, I'm just gonna continue acting and dancing.
Yeah, that's great. It's good that you've kind of got other things like in the future that you've got you're set to do, so that's really good. And I think like being involved in filming like now is definitely like a strong point if you want to like be a writer and a director, because like obviously you meet the directors and then you can see how they work, and so you can probably take things on from them, I'm assuming.
Exactly, yeah. It's kind of like when you go on set, you learn so much not just about acting and dancing, but about the whole kind of process. And to me, the whole process is really, really interesting.
Yeah, 100%. So I have one more question for you, and if everybody who usually watches my interviews is watching this one, everybody knows it's my favourite question to ask, and it is, do you have any dance stories?
Yeah, I think this is... Yeah, I mean, let me just start. I think everyone loves a good Wipeout story, and I'm sure you all know Carter Musselman. Carter is one of my best friends. He's actually my roommate. We live together, we hang out all the time. But we used to compete against each other growing up, so we used to always be against each other at dance competitions. And there was this one dance competition that we went to, and there was an improv category. So in this category, you don't have choreography beforehand. You're just given a random song that you don't know, and you just kind of have to dance on the spot, kind of see what your brain comes up with, and go with it. And it was going great. I thought I was doing pretty well. You know, I was doing some cool tricks. I was having a lot of fun. And then I could feel like it was kind of coming to an end, like this song was kind of nearing the end. And I could tell there was about to be a really big beat drop. So I was like, cool, I got to go for this really big trick. And the trick I've been doing a lot recently is threading through your leg, you know, like you kind of grab your foot and you jump through the hole. And I swear I'm good at it. Like, I do it all the time. It's no big deal. But this one time, I run into it, I jump, I have so much air time, I go to thread, and my foot gets caught on my leg. I land straight on my knees and hands. The entire audience just gasped because they thought I seriously hurt myself. But I didn't. I don't know how. I don't know if it was the adrenaline or what, but I was completely fine. I stood up, smiled, hit a pose, and the audience loved it. And then another one at that same competition, me and Carter were just kind of fooling around. And at the very end of the competition day, the stage was empty, and Carter and I just decided to do the Dirty Dancing lift, if you know that one, except neither of us were strong enough to lift each other. So we both just kind of attempted to lift and failed, and I think we ended up hitting heads. It was pretty funny. It was a good time.
Yeah, that's like a funny story. It's great that you and Carter like can share all these memories and stuff. That's great too. Yeah, did you like feel injured after you did like that thing and you landed wrong, or did you not at all?
I don't know how, but it didn't hurt at all. Like, that's not common, and I don't suggest it. Don't try that at home at all. But, yeah, I felt fine. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, well, at least you didn't have to feel any pain. That's good for you. We have came to the end of the interview now. It's been great finding out more about yourself, your career, your stories, and it's been lovely chatting to you today.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. It was a lot of fun.
You're most welcome. Also, thank you to everybody who watched this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next week for another interview. Bye, everyone.